Tonight on Killer Miniatures, Kimbyr and Whitney Labrie, two YouTubers who thought they were meeting up to build a dollhouse. How did something so innocent turn to cold-blooded murder?
I woke up, they were dead.
The Greenleaf dollhouse, known as the Garfield, one of Greenleaf's most difficult dollhouses, had caught the eye of true crime YouTuber known as Kimbyr. She bought the house for the purpose of turning it into an HH Holmes murder house. However, once she unboxed it, she knew she was in for more than she bargained for. So she reached out to fellow YouTuber and miniaturist Whitney Labrie to help in bringing this project together. Little did they know the horror that would ensue. The Lapels had been married since the late 70s. They were a fun and free-spirited couple and looked forward to taking care of the HH Holmes dollhouse during its build and helping take care of things when Kimbyr and Whitney weren't around. At first, it was all fun and games until it wasn't.
In my 30 years in law enforcement, it was one of the most gruesome crime scenes I've ever been to.
It was the evening of October 11th. The two YouTubers were having a great time building the house. The idea was to build an HH Holmes house with hidden rooms, trapdoors, and a secret passageway. According to the ladies, they began to complain about feeling dizzy. Kimbyr thought it may be that they were just hungry, so she ordered some food to be delivered. The food was delivered, but never eaten. About an hour later, both ladies found themselves waking up on the floor.
I remember waking up and I had some some light stinging in my arms. And then I looked over and I could see Kimbyr was barely waking up too. I had no idea where the lapels were. I hadn't seen them all day.
I was the first detective at the crime scene. It was the weirdest crime scene that I've ever been to because we were looking at a tiny house within a regular size house. Not only was the dollhouse interesting with these hidden rooms and passages, it was somewhat built to replicate the HH Holmes murder house.
According to the all-knowledgeable and completely accurate Wikipedia, Dr. Henry Howard Holmes, or HH Holmes, was an American con artist and serial killer. He's known for insurance fraud, swindling, check forging, 3 to 4 bigamous illegal marriages, horse theft, and murder. While he confessed to 27 murders, Holmes was convicted and sentenced to death for only one murder. But it was believed that he killed 3 children, 3 mistresses, and the murders were committed in the murder home, also called the Murder Castle. Holmes was executed on May 7th, 1896, 9 days before his 35th birthday. There were many unanswered questions that police needed to figure out, and they believed that they knew exactly where to look for the answers. And those light stinging feelings that Whitney was talking about, well, those wind up being tiny little scratch marks, perhaps defensive wounds. The police wouldn't know until the DNA results came back.
What do you remember?
I've told you a million times. I don't remember anything. I was working on the house with Kimbyr. At some point, I passed out and then woke up later. That's it. That's all I remember. That's all I know.
How did you get those marks on your arm?
I mean, I was building a wooden dollhouse and we were trying to build it in record time. We had about 5 days to do this. So of course you're bound to get cuts and scratches along the way. You know, it's just part of building a dollhouse.
But the DNA result?
I don't know how the DNA got on my arms. The lapels were up and down and in every room of that dollhouse. I mean, sometimes I would even physically move them from one room to another just because it was quicker than waiting for them to go up a flight of stairs. You know what I'm saying? You know, I wasn't the only one there that day. Why don't you ask Kimbyr? She might have some answers.
And we did just that. Our show attempted to reach out to Kimbyr, but she refused to speak with us.
Kimbyr, what do you have to say for yourself? Did you have anything to do with those murders?
No, nothing here.
Here were these 2 bodies, both of them skinned. And the thing that haunts me the most is their skeletons were put back together. There was little blood evidence in the bathroom, and the actual location where they were killed was never found. There were 4 of these people in the house. 2 were little and 2 were regular. And the regular sized people walked away, and those 2 people are trying to say that the dollhouse killed them. Give me a break. We don't have enough evidence to convict.
That's right, the two YouTubers are saying the dollhouse did it. A haunted dollhouse, is that possible? Can a dollhouse kill? Or perhaps is it the ghost of HH Holmes? We may never know.
I will get justice for the lapels.
Hey everybody, Whitney Labrie here, and I just want to say thank you so much for spending the last 5.5 minutes with me and putting up with my horrendous acting abilities. First of all, I wanted to talk about some of the things that are actually true in my fake true crime video. The first thing is that Kimbyr and I really did have 5 days together to build this dollhouse, and so it was an absolute whirlwind of just getting it up, getting it ready. And then since then, she's had a little bit more time to go back and do some of the details and put in the furniture and all of that stuff. It was crazy trying to build such a huge dollhouse in such a short amount of time. But it was a great experience. It was really fun and we had a good time doing it. The second thing in the video that's true is that the detective is actually my dad, and he is actually a real police officer. He started many years as a rookie and then built his way up all the way to captain, being a detective for a period of time. It was really fun that he said yes to being the detective in the show. The third thing that's true is obviously the HH Holmes story. He is a real person, a real serial killer, and if you're interested in learning more about him, then jump on over to Kimbyr's YouTube channel, because today she is doing an entire program, an entire video on HH Holmes. I put the link in the description. The fourth thing that is true is the cuts and stuff all over my arms. Those are real cuts that I did get while building the dollhouse. Now, in building this dollhouse, some of the things that Kimbyr wanted to make sure that we had to replicate the HH Holmes murder castle was the secret rooms. This dollhouse does actually have 3 secret rooms. One we built to the back of the kitchen, and the secret entryway is actually through the dining room. And then above in the bedroom, we did do a secret hatch that opens up so that the victims potentially could be put down the hatch in the closet and drop into the secret room. Kind of spooky, really. The other secret room was built into the bathroom area. That room typically would have an angled wall, but I put in a compartment to allow for a larger space behind for bodies to be stored. Anyway, you could get to it through the side, and also when we removed the picture, there was a hole so you could see inside that secret room. And then the third secret room was actually built into one of the master bedroom areas. That particular room had 2 entrances, so we closed off one entrance and built in a secret room there as well. And then she hid it with the fireplace. We didn't do too many other modifications except in the attic area. We did remove one wall just because this is a particular dollhouse. It is difficult to get to the back corner of the attic space, so we did remove a wall there so you could get to that. And other than that, the rest of the dollhouse was generally built the way that it should be. Did we cut a little bit of corners because we had to work so quickly? Yes, of course we did. Like I said, it was a great experience, and you should probably jump on over to her channel too and just check out, because she will have some other really fun special effects that she's including in her video. I know this isn't a typical video that I do, but let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.